Scorpio, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing your September 2022 monthly check-in reading for you. So if you're new to my channel, what I like to do is I like to pull one major arcana to see the energy and then clarify with a different deck. So what's going on for the sign of Scorpio? What do we need to know for you? One more shuffle. Okay. We have the Hierophant. Okay, number 5. Number 5 is one of the holy numbers. What you have to understand about the Hierophant is that there is light sitting at the top, and then you have all 4 elements. Remember, the Hierophant sits on the positive polarity, and the High Priestess, or the Popess, sits on the negative polarity, but she sits at the center of both of them. So with this Hierophant energy, you are moving forward into this Libra, Taurus energy, which is also very balanced for you. Now, this does have to do with higher commitment right here, higher institutions, higher learning, military, government, law, legal systems, things of that nature. So what I'm seeing right here within September is that there's a very structured organization, or you are structuring your life right here. You do not want things to be out of place. You want things to have similar to like a chain of command. You want things to be ordered and organized. So let's take a look at this Hierophant energy for you. I'm going to be using the Revelations Tarot. This deck does have reversals. I also wanted to point out, I don't know if you guys heard what the German MP said. He said something was going to happen on September 24th, 2022. I don't take stock into like conspiracy theories or whatnot, but it was kind of like freaky. And then I saw some videos getting taken down online about it. And when you do numerology, it does kind of equal 666, like 2022 equals 6, the 24th of September equals 6, and then if you turn the 9 around, which is 6. So that day is something very important. He did say everyone is going to remember it, and everyone's going to remember exactly where they were during this time period. Now, I don't know if he's just, got things confused. However, I was very concerned about hearing that, especially since, I've worked in a Hierophant organization before. So let's look at this Revelations energy. We have the Six of Swords, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and we have the Three of Pentacles. So with this Six of Swords, this is you mentally moving forward, but it can also be a representation of hidden knowledge, because it's Aquarian energy, like secret knowledge moving from one place to another secretly. With this Knight of Swords in reverse, it represents that information is not getting to where it needs to be on time, or even there in a timely manner. Now, you do have the Three of Pentacles representing that you are building something properly. You are building a situation where people are very happy to look at it. However, your information is not going to where it needs to be. Now, let's take a look at this. Why is your information not getting there? So the Six of Swords, it seems like you're doing something in secret. You could be dealing with, non-disclosure agreements. You could be dealing with, copyrights. You could be dealing with trade secrets. But these are things that you don't want other people to know. Like there's a battle raging in the background, and these people are on their boat moving from one place to another very quietly. Now, this could also represent, emails. You are sending messages to one another, private information. Let's look at the Six of Swords, what's going on. You have the Four of Swords, and you have the Hierophant. There is a pause within the Hierophant right here. There's information that's not being sent out. There is still that sword, and it has to do with this Hierophant. Something is blocking you off. A situation right here is not getting to where it needs to be because this Hierophant situation is purposely blocking something off. It's purposely asleep to something. There are 3 swords piercing this person's, or above this person, representing the Three of Swords, that this person is recovering from heartbreak or some sort of emotional situation, a distressing mental situation. But there's that 4th sword underneath the bed saying that he can go and run out and fight a battle again. So this person is kind of symbolic to the Knight of Swords. It's like he recovers from the Three of Swords. He has that sword to get ready to go back out into the battle, but he's saying, I don't want to go back into that battle. That battle's not worth it to me. Let's look at this Knight of Swords in reverse. You have the Three of Pentacles, and you have the Page of Cups. Because what you're doing makes you more fulfilled. You're building something that makes you more fulfilled. It's like you have an opportunity to go back into a Hierophant organization, but you don't want to because you're doing something else. There is an opportunity for you to go and have information sent back and forth between people. It could be, going back to an old lover, going back to an old friend, going back to an old living situation, an old job. But you're choosing to stay with what you're doing right here. You do not want to go and fight this battle again because you feel like it's fruitless. You're much happier with this Page of Cups, building and doing something for yourself, building something small. And it could just be that you have a side business going on, or you're thinking you're about to start a side business. This could be you actually wanting to start it and saying, you know what, I would like to go hang out with those friends over there, but they're nothing but bad news, they're nothing but trouble. And that could be you coming to that conclusion. Maybe you have a group of friends, a group of people who you hang out with, and you're saying, you know what, they don't have any plans, they don't have any goals, they don't have any way to reach them. I want to start my own business, I want to have generational wealth, I want to have nice things within my life, and if I have to start small, I have to start small. You have to, anything started small. Like look at Apple, or Microsoft, whatever it was, started in someone's garage. I believe PayPal started in Elon Musk's garage. Like, there are all these small things that start out very, very tiny and become multi-million dollar things, multi-million dollar hierophant situations. So you have to start out from somewhere. You have to start out from scratch. But here's the thing, whatever you choose to do right here, people are going to look at it and say, I really like this right here. It's solid. It might not be the most grandiose thing. However, it's something that's solid, okay? This could be like, you decide to start your own makeup line. Now, you don't have all the bells and whistles like, say, Maybelline or Revlon or Jeffree Star or whatever out there, right? Or Nikki Tutorials. I don't really know makeup. I just saying people who I've seen on the internet. But, like, you could have something that's very, very solid right here. And maybe only have a few colors, like a few blushes, a few bronzers, a few like highlighters or whatever, but they're very good. And because it's so niche based off of the situation, it could eventually grow into something more. Eventually you start making foundations, whatever, right? Now let's look at this Three of Pentacles. What's going on right here? But you're certainly not wanting to go back and fight some petty arguments with this Four of Swords, Six of Swords energy. We have the Ace of Swords and we have the Four of Cups. Yeah, you found out information and you no longer want to give emotionally to these situations. You are receiving the Ace of Swords now. Okay, so at first I was kind of worried about information not being passed. It's like you receive the information when you start working on something else. And by the time you work on something else, when this information arrives, you're like, I don't really care about it anymore. Maybe it's like, you're so focused on wanting to get back at your ex and knowing about your ex, learning about everything that they're doing right here, right? And I don't do love readings. I'm just using this as an analogy. You're so focused on getting back at your ex, not with them, but at them. And, you let all these things go to the wayside. Well, anyway, you start doing something new. You start doing something that actually makes you happy. You start healing. You're doing the healing process. And, you actually have some sort of results. You're selling products. You're getting people interested. And all of a sudden, information comes in about your ex saying, oh, something really bad happened to them. Oh, X, Y, and Z. And you're like, oh, I don't care. Like, it's whatever. That's what this situation is right here. You wanted to build something over here, but it didn't work out for you. Now that you're building something and you're actually happy and you're working on yourself, more information is coming about something from your past, something that you may have not had a breakthrough with. Like maybe you just had communication breakdown so much and you got so frustrated and said, it's not worth it. I don't care. It could have been at a job, friend, family, whatever. But now all of a sudden you're happy, you're doing your own thing, and they want to come back with this information. You're like, I don't have the time. I can't be bothered. I can't be asked. So what's going on? What else is going on for Scorpio? You have the King of Swords, you have the Five of Cups, and you have the Two of Wands. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like you're receiving this King of Swords information, and it's kind of like, in a way, it's supposed to make you distressed. It's supposed to make you distressed on a situation. Your Three of Cups have fallen over. It's supposed to make you feel like, oh no, I've missed out. But here's the thing. The Five of Cups has a duality behind it. There are the 3 cups that are on the ground, which is sad, but the happy is that there are 2 cups still standing up. Yeah, it's still like no point in crying over spilled milk. You spilled your milk. Oh, well, there's still 2 cups standing up. Move on with those. And that's what you've done, is that they're hoping to knock your 5 cups over, but they knock over 3, but you're like, I don't really care about those because I have these 2 cups and I'm working with this. It's kind of like those cups had rotten milk in them and you have like, I don't know, special wine in these 2. It doesn't matter if they come in with this information because you've already moved on from this situation right here. If they come in to hurt your feelings, it's like, okay, bye. Like, it's not phasing you whatsoever. They're expecting to hurt your feelings and make you upset, but with this 5 of Cups and this 4 of Cups, you're looking at your 3 cups over here, and you're saying, I don't want the information, and then they're trying to knock down your 3 cups, but you still have the 2 cups standing up back there. It's like, it might shock you to an extent. It might make you feel like, oh, well, that's kind of sad. Maybe something bad happens to whatever this person is or this situation, but it's not like I don't feel like it's affecting you. Maybe you just have like, some sort of an attachment to it. The Seven of Swords with the Ace of Cups. They're doing this to emotionally hurt you, okay? They're trying to get away with your emotions right here. They're trying to take your happiness and your joy away from you with whatever this information is. But you just honestly do not care. Like, it hurts your feelings at first, and then you kind of like pick yourself up and say, oh, well, I was over it anyway. I still have orders to fill. I still have things to work on. I still have things to do. I still have money to make. And that's what's important, is it's like, and on this channel, I know I always talk about, I don't do love readings. I'm always about, get your money, take care of yourself, look beautiful, look great. I understand the importance of love. All right. I understand that. I want people to build healthy relationships with healthy people who have goals. Okay. You can't build healthy relationships with healthy people who have goals by staying with people who have none, who have never had healthy relationships, who say that they have healed from their past when they truly haven't. Okay. Now, also understanding discernment, that the higher up you go within society, you deal with a lot more psychopaths and psychopathic type of people, narcissistic people, okay? Also being aware and staying away from those people. Finding people who are like you, who have healthy mindsets, healthy boundaries, healthy sleep habits, healthy eating habits, healthy taking care of yourself habits, healthy, being an adult. Some people, they weaponize being an adult against other people to take advantage of them. Some people just cannot reach adulthood. So on this channel, it's all about building yourself up to be a well-rounded, healthy individual, to find those connections, okay? And so I kind of feel like someone is playing petty arguments, trying to steal your happiness right here. But the thing is that you're maturing. You're maturing as a person. This person hasn't, okay? You're fine. This old situation is not fine. They're doing this to get a rise out of you, but ultimately it's like, I don't care. It's not a big deal. I mean, they're trying to steal your Ace of Cups. The Nine of Wands is like, but here's the thing. They're doing it out of desperation with this Nine of Wands. That's what the Hermit is coming out for. They're doing it as a last act. This is a last act of desperation. This is kind of like, the last scene in like a movie where the villain gets back up and tries to punch the hero or try to grab their gun to shoot them, and then all of a sudden the hero just turns around and kills them. Like, the hero would have walked away and let the person alone, but that person wanted to take the final swing. But ultimately, your goal here is to not react to them. They're already in a really bad situation. That's what the Hermit has to illuminate, okay? They are already in pain. You have the Eight of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune, and you have the Ten of Wands. The tables can always turn on this person. They can always go straight into the Ten of Wands. That's kind of like, that last ditch where the hero has to turn around and hit them with that stick. That's the thing, is it's like the universe is letting this person get away with things and letting them, try to dig their own karma. And the universe is kind of like pulled back a little bit. It's like, all right, we beat you up enough. You learned your lesson yet? They're like, no, I'm still going to get back at the Scorpio. They do one last thing, the universe hits them with that 10th stick. Like, that's the situation. The tables turn really, really badly. Okay? And very quickly. So maybe you have a way to take care of yourself. Maybe it's self-defense. That's the kind of situation that I'm seeing right here, is that they are literally trying to mentally take something from you, mentally take your happiness. Now, maybe they're not going to be violent about the situation, but understand that they're going to do it. But once they do, the universe hits them with the 10th wand. You have the Four of Pentacles. Do not give to this person. Do not give to that situation. It's still a mental death with the Ten of Swords, okay? You know that. You know this, but ultimately you might be feeling lonely, you might be feeling sad. You're like, well, I've made money, I have my nice house, I have the things that are healthy within my life. I kind of want that old situation back. It could be an old friend, an old family member, an old roommate, whatever. An old lover. I do feel like it's something that it's just not worth your time coming back in to do one last thing to you. They could leave, but they're not going to. They're very vengeful. You have the Ten of Cups coming out. Here's the thing. You have bliss, okay? They're just trying to hurt your bliss. You will have the nice things. You will move into healthy relationships, okay? You will move into a better life for yourself when you start focusing and taking care of you and, evolving and maturing and whatever. And maybe you've done this work. Maybe you already know that, when living a better life like this makes you happier and more fulfilled, right? Do not give to this person. They're just coming back in with the Ten of Swords. They're just trying to take your own happiness. And maybe you haven't even realized your own happiness yet. That could be a thing, Scorpio, is that maybe you are actually happy, but you're kind of looking at things saying, I'm unhappy because I don't have X, Y, and Z. Well, you have X, Y, and Z now, but you're wanting more, right? It's kind of like, look at where you were 5 years ago. You said, I wanted this, this, and this. Well, maybe you have that, that, and that now. And now you have new goals to get X, Y, and Z. But because you don't have those things yet, you're very sad. But look at what you have attained within your life. Count your blessings. There's a song. It's an old hymn. It says, when upon life's billows I am tempest tossed, something, 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 thinking all is lost. Count your many blessings, count them one by one, and then it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Like, I know all of the old-timey hymns. That's very important right there, okay? I kind of feel like that's something that's very important for you right now, Scorpio. So, you have the star. Yeah, you're moving on with your life, your constellation right here. Moving on to the next phase. You're moving on to build something better. You're connecting yourself through the ether sphere. What's important to understand is that the star, the water bearer, the Aquarian energy, is pulling from this water to give to the land, to nurture the land, all right? You're pulling from your emotional state to nourish a physical state. And that's sometimes what you have to do. You have to let go of certain emotional things like old lovers. Sometimes you have to let go of new lovers because you want to nourish the land around you. You have to throw yourself into other goals and other situations. There is a time to be, there's a time to search for love. There's a time to, work very hard. There's a time for happiness. There's a time for sadness. I just kind of feel like you're working on something new and this person comes in, you're like, I just don't care. I can't care. And they're doing it as last ditch, last desperation attempt, whatever. You have strength and lighten your load. Yeah, don't allow this person to come back into your life. Have the strength to move forward and know that you can carry those 10 wands, but don't carry those 10 wands for them. Don't carry the 9 wands for them. Don't carry their 10 swords, all right? That's the thing, is it's kind of like you don't have to carry the 10 wands because you know you can already carry them. This person is learning the concept of carrying the 10 wands because they might not be able to do so. Everyone has to go through that struggle within their life of carrying the 10 wands, okay? So, strength, lighten your load. Now, let's look at your talisman cards. You have Berkana, encourage ideas, aid creative endeavors, nurture a project, and help with family. Let's look at your rune cards. Horse, earthly meaning, moving, progress, travel, cooperation, and partnerships. The the spiritual meaning is inner progress and duality of nature. Now let's look at your witches' familiars. But I do feel like it has to do within a Hierophant organization. It has to do within like a structured thing. All right, so maybe this is like old classmates. This could be, people you've dealt with before in your past. Whatever the situation is, it has to do within the Hierophant. You have Wasp, Revenge, Elf, Mischief. You know what? It's funny because I just pulled those 2 cards for Libra. You could be dealing with the Libra. Let me get you another card. You have Crab, Retreat, Ferret, Observant. Retreat from a situation and observe it. That's what this is. When this person comes into your life, retreat back, pull back. Don't say anything to them. Just be like, sorry, I don't know you. I don't have any change. Like, just keep walking past them. If they're like, hey, don't I know? Nope, just retreat from that situation and observe. And that's what you have to do sometimes is you have to, when you get spotted by someone and they want to talk to you, what the best thing that you can do is like be very blunt and ignore them and then go to an opposite side or an opposite place and observe them, watch them, okay? To see what's going on, see what they're trying to do, what they're trying to gain. And then you can gain a better perspective on them. It's kind of like reverse spying. I don't know how you want to call it, but you're analyzing them from a different perspective. This Elf, Mischief, and this Wasp, Revenge. I feel like all they do is just want revenge. They're watching you, they're spying on you, and they want to cause mischief within your life, but ultimately you don't fucking care. Like, here's the thing. There are a lot of people, especially in the last Hierophant organization I was in, who don't like me. Like, straight up, they don't like me. I don't fucking care. That's it. Like, it ultimately, what happened, it happened. Bad things happen to a lot of different people. Bad things happen to me. Bad things happen, it was just a big, giant clusterfuck, okay? And to this day, I don't care if they forgive me. I don't care if they're angry at me. I don't care if they want revenge. It's ultimately a situation where I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to heal myself. I'm trying to forget about it. And, it is what it is. If they ever come back and they're like, oh, I'm going to get back at you, you know what? Like, okay, well, you can get hit with that 10th wand because I don't ever want to see them again. I have no animosity towards them, but I just don't ever want to see them again. You feel me? Like, Just stay the fuck away from me. So, let's look at your awakened oracles. And I kind of feel like that's how the situation is. It could be with your ex that you've healed over a situation to you have alchemy and light heart. It's kind of like, you've always wanted to stay with an ex, and then when you finally heal from them, you're like, what the fuck did I ever see in you anyway? Like, it was really hard for you to walk away, but that's what this situation is. Whatever the Hierophant is, whatever it is within your life, you have alchemy and a light heart. Yeah, you're taking it with a light heart because you're alchemizing something new within your life. You're saying, all right, paid off that old karma. I'm not going to get hit with that 10th one. I'm going to learn to be happy. I'm going to take care of my own thing. I'm not going to let this 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands bear me down. I'm not going to put myself back in that situation. I'm going to try to be happy somewhere else. I'm going to build something for myself, something that's my passion, my own work, right? So with this light heart energy, take it with a light heart, smile, be happy, be, interact with people, just whatever. And, you can, even when you go through something really, really bad like that and you make a lot of enemies and people hate you and whatever, it can be very hard to try to live with the light heart, but eventually you'll start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, okay? It's not all bad, all right? You can start laughing. It might be hard for you to learn how to laugh again. It might be hard for you to, move away from that, but eventually through time and, taking care of yourself and whatever, having healthy friends, healthy relationships, you can move past it, all right? So don't get mired down and don't get stuck into this situation. So let me get you your Halloween oracles. You have Owl, Wise Seeing, Wise Knowing, Scrying, Intuition. Use your intuition. You already know how that situation is going to play out, right? Wise Seeing, Wise Action. Make the wise action. Make the wise choice. And if they hurt you before, if this situation hurt you before, if you got burned by a situation before, if you carry the 10 of Wands, it's not your goal to go back to that. It's not your goal to care about that situation. It's not your goal to give any money, time, attention, credit, credence to whatever that is, okay? Don't even mention them. Don't think about it. Just move forward. And if they happen to come back up, they're doing it out of desperation. They don't care about you. They just see that you're happy and you're moving on and you're not miserable without them and that you're doing your own thing, and they just want to tear you down again or tear whatever you've built down. Because here's the thing. I'm not even talking about a loving situation. You can have a psychopathic friend who fucking hated you from the day that they met you, okay? There are people out there who are that type of psycho who will see you and try to be your friend, ultimately to try to destroy you for no reason other than the fact that they don't like you. All right? Whatever it is, their mental disorder, their demon, whatever they have going on in their fucking head, like, I'm not there to diagnose them. I'm not there to even be their friend, but you have to understand that, Scorpio. And you probably know that the best out of people. You can probably sense that within people. That's the whole point of the intuition. That's the whole point of the wise seeing, wise action, wise knowing energy. I kind of feel like you're already blessed with discernment. I kind of feel like you know what I'm already talking about. Maybe I'm just reiterating things for you. But when you get down, it's kind of hard to recognize your own positive traits. And sometimes I guess people need to remind you of that. Like, hey, you still have these abilities. You're just feeling down on yourself. So anyway, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed this message, and I'll talk to you later.